Alright, Shalom Israel, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah to all my brothers out there in the nation of Israel. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar, Ilatham by Shem Yahweh to all of my sisters. This is the ISUPK coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, Salakia. And tonight, this is today's Wednesday law class. Since 1969, we've been teaching all blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians that they are the true royal people according to the Bible, the true nation of Israel according to the scripture, which is our actual culture. You see what I'm saying? So bear with me real quick. I'm going to ask every brother and sister to go ahead and share this class. But not only this class, if you could, Baba Kishah, share all classes that are being brought out and taught in the nation of Israel. Support this truth. Support our brothers. Support the ISUPK. You know what I'm saying? It's extremely important that we support and get these classes out, get these classes taught to our people. One of the main reasons being, Shalom, how you doing? One of the main reasons being that if we don't do whatever we can to spread these classes out, man, teach our people that the white man is our enemy, man. Teach our people that the culture that they're pushing onto our children is leading us down a path of further destruction, man. We already destroyed, man. We already destroyed, we already crushed, we already have no sort of confidence in our goddamn selves, man. You look at the current state of black people, depressed, man. Oppressed and depressed, man. If you look at the current state of Hispanics, oppressed and depressed, man. You look at the current state of Native American Indians, forget about it. Oppressed and depressed, man. You see my point? So it's extremely important, once again, it's extremely, extremely important that we do everything we can to push out this truth, man. If not, your son is going to grow up looking at Lil Nas X as a role model, man. First, he make a video going down, being a complete flaming homosexual, like he went down to hell and now he's twerking on Satan or something. You see what I'm saying? Now he just came out with another video I heard. He doing homosexual acts in prison in all of his music videos. And this country supports it. This country embraces that, man. This country pushes that, man. You see what I'm saying? If we don't do whatever the hell we can to get out this truth, push this truth to our people, you see what I'm saying? Push that the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. Push that niggas like Lil Nas X, man. Niggas like Dwayne Wade are not role models, are not people that black and Hispanic children should be looking up to. These are not men that our children should have to look at all, really. You see my point? If we don't do whatever the hell we can to support the ISUPK, you see what I'm saying? You're gonna have nothing but more Little Nas X's everywhere. More Dwayne Wade's everywhere, man. More homosexuals, more whores. You know why? Because you're supporting emasculate men, man. You're supporting homosexual men. That's what you're supporting, man. In the ISUPK, we build masculine men, man. We cure emasculate men in here, man. You see what I'm saying? And as you can see, the title for this class is if you smoke any goddamn thing, man, weed, crack, cigarettes, you know better than a homosexual. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna get into it and explain to you why. So if you look at Lil Nas X or Dwayne Wade and the things that they do disgust you, and you still smoke weed, guess what? You are a part of the problem, man, and you are just as bad as they are. Why? Because you're gonna grow up and you're gonna try to tell your son or tell whatever men around you look up to you that you can't be homosexual. Dwayne Wade is disgusting and all of this, right? You're gonna sit up and tell them all of that, and then you're gonna tell them that they can go and be a damn drug addict, man. You are just as bad, if not worse, man. You are just as bad. But like I said, like I always said, you're not ever just gonna get my word. You're not ever just gonna get well, Officer Shot my things, right? You're not ever just gonna give Officer Shot my things, man. We gonna get what the Bible says, man. We gonna get what the Bible says about smoking weed. You see what I'm saying? So bear with me real quick. I'm gonna start at the book of Proverbs for y'all. And this goes for smoking any goddamn thing. Bear with me really quick. right, so this is the book of Proverbs, right? Chapter 16, and we're going to start at verse 25. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, right? This is black people everywhere, man. This is the way we live our lives, man. By what we think is right. By the things that we learn through our experiences, that's what we trust and that's what we rely on, man. Because who can tell you that something that you experienced is wrong, right? Who can tell you that the way you grew up is wrong, man? They don't know your life, right? So that's exactly what the scripture is saying, man. It's the way that seemeth right to a man. You see what I'm saying? That's why you have Christians, and that's why you have Muslims, and that's why you have homosexuals, believe it or not, man. Because there's a way that seemeth right to a man. For that same reason, you have people who smoke weed and get high and smoke crack and any other disgusting thing that you can possibly think of, man. You think they do it because they just want to be a wicked bastard? No, they do it because there's a way that seemeth right into a man. You see what I'm saying? In their head, they're doing something that helps or benefits them or someone else around them every single time. You see what I'm saying? Keep that in mind, right? But the end thereof are the ways of death. Lord of Christ, hallelujah. What does that mean, right? There's a way that seems right to a man, but the end ways thereof are the ways of death. What could that possibly mean? So, like, also, if I could, you guys have any questions or anything like that, type them into the comment section. I'll do my best to I'll answer your questions to the best of my ability, and if I cannot, I will definitely mark them down, and I will refer you to a brother that can answer your question, or get the answer myself and answer it for you next week. All right. Also, tune in tomorrow to Thursday's class. You know, that's additionally where you want to bring all of your questions and everything, scripture breakdown class. But yeah, if you have any questions, be sure to type them in. You can read that one more time, right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 25. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death, man. This is blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians' daily lifestyle, man. We live doing what the hell we think is right. We live doing what the hell we think is going to help us get to the next day, man. You see what I'm saying? That's not living. That is just not dying. That is called survival, man. When you do and you live your life according to how you think you're going to be able to progress to the next day. You see what I'm saying? And that is our lifestyle every single day. That is the reason that you have so-called Hispanics in the cartel. That's the reason you have blacks in our ghettos slanging drugs, man. Why? Because it's the way that seems right unto us, man. The things we've been through, the horrors that we've seen growing up. You see what I'm saying? For most of us, we feel like there's no other lifestyle. It's one way to live, one way to live our life, man. You see what I'm saying? You know what else? You know what else could be that way of death, man? Our brothers and sisters that think they gotta do whatever the hell they can to get to college, get that degree, and then that's the way out. You see what I'm saying? Not that there's anything wrong with getting an education or anything like that, but that can lead to destruction as well if you don't know what the hell you're doing. And I'm gonna explain exactly what I mean by that in a second, right? But just to give you a few more examples, man, I say this all the time. If you watch my classes, you know I say this all the time, man. When you have a people who's been beaten and battered and grinded down into goddamn powder, man, completely oppressed. You see what I'm saying? Completely depressed. You see what I'm saying? They have no other motive other than getting to the next day and making sure the children get to the next day. That is a person that would do any and everything to meet that goal, man. You see what I'm saying? What the hell else do they got to live for? You see what I'm saying? So what do? We live every day like we're ready to die, man. That's what we do. We live every single day like it is and can be our very last. You see what I'm saying? That's what the hell we do. So that falls into selling drugs. That falls into smoking drugs, man. Using drugs, abusing drugs, man. That's what it falls into, man. Because when you take Sha'Carri Richardson, for example, man, her mother just passed away, right? She the fastest woman on the planet, right? Fastest woman on the planet. She on her way to the top. But guess what? Her mother just passed away. So guess what? She's still depressed up here, man. So what does she do? She turns to a coping mechanism, man. She turns to something that she believes is going to help her not feel her sorrow. That is every black, Hispanic, and every Native American Indian, man. That is what the hell we do here in America because we go through constant oppression. You see my point? So we turn to these coping mechanisms and we think it's okay, man. But then look at her, for example. Look what happened. Now she can't run the goddamn Olympics, man. Over what is considered to not be a performance enhancing drug, right? So like, now I'm not defending Sha'Carri Richardson because even though I do support my people wholeheartedly, what I do not support is homosexuality, which she is, and I do not support the use of drugs. And you see what I'm saying? The improper use of drugs. You see what I'm saying? So two things I do not support. But the point is, this is what the hell we do, man. We don't just smoke weed because we want to smoke weed. We don't just get high because we think it's cool. Maybe that's how it starts for most of us when we're really young, but eventually it becomes a coping mechanism, man. I was just talking to somebody that said they went out of town. They couldn't even focus on having fun on their goddamn trip, man. Why? Because they went to a town where weed was illegal, and they couldn't get to no goddamn marijuana, so they were just upset and angry the whole time. You see what I'm saying? Because what you really do when you pick up a blunt, you roll a blunt, and you hit that shit. What you're really doing, you're taking your mind away from something. You're taking your mind and you're sending it somewhere better in your head. You see what I'm saying? Cloud nine. That's what you're doing because reality is too strong for you, man. You see what I'm saying? Well, I'm here to tell you that the ISUPK and the Commanders Unity and Honor, we build men and women up to where their minds will be able to deal with the reality of this goddamn place, man. You see what I'm saying? We build men and women, and we create unity amongst us, man. We create unity strong enough to where you can go out to your goddamn job where everyone hates you, or you can go home to your goddamn women and children that hate you, and guess what? You'll have some goddamn balls between your legs, man. You see what I'm saying? You won't feel like, oh, I just need to get out of here and go smoke weed because my life is so bad. No, man. You understand that your blood is royal, nigga. That's what you'll be able to understand when you come up in here, man. You understand that your blood is royalty, and this place is temporary, man. This hell that we live in right now is a temporary thing, man. And that is the difference between the ISUPK and the Christian church, man. We're going to tell you that the things you're dealing with are temporary, man. As long as you follow the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. All of these things are going to be temporary for you. This place is going to burn to the goddamn ground, man. You see what I'm saying? And the most important part about it, the Christian church is not going to tell you that. They're going to breed the philosophy to you that your heaven is somewhere else, man. That you need to die and go somewhere else in order to find peace, man. And that is precisely what breeds us, that breeds our goddamn minds to think, bear with me. That's exactly what breeds our goddamn minds, right? To think that, oh, I might as well live every day like it's my last. Because if the so-called pastor, the so-called righteous man, is telling me that the only way I can truly find peace is to pass on from this life, man, why would I not? You see what I'm saying? Why would I not want to pass on from this life as soon as possible? Now, we might not say that out loud, but subconsciously, right? Subconsciously, way in our deep subconscious mind, that's how we feel deep down, man. If you listen to Christianity. That's how we feel deep down. What the hell is the point? That's why no matter what show you watching, it could be a goddamn children's show, man. It's gonna be an episode or something like that where they ask me, "What's the point of life? Why are we here? Why are we living?" And they don't have an answer. They don't know why the hell we're here, man. Because Christianity tells you that you're pretty much here to die. You're pretty much here to die to go somewhere better, man. You see what I'm saying? That is absolutely disgusting, man. And that is what leads to our depression. But let's not forget the topic of the class, right? I'm going to show you and prove to you that if you smoke any goddamn thing, you are no different than a homosexual that you hate so much. You're no different than Lil Nas X, who you don't want your son to grow up watching. You are no different than the Cardi B's that you don't want your daughter to grow up into being, man. You are no different than Dwayne Wade, who you would never raise your son, like you'll never raise your son the way Dwayne raised his son, man. You are no different than any of these people. If you so much as pick up a goddamn cigarette and hit it one time, man, you're just as guilty. Let me break down why smoking weed and smoking any goddamn thing is a sin, right? We'll go to the book of Ecclesiastes, right? Chapter 38 and verse 4. So bear with me. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 38, verse 4. The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them, man. What does it mean to abhor a medicine? What does it mean to abhor something? To abuse it, man. To abuse something. How do you abuse a drug? How do you abuse medicine? You take it, so like you take it when you do not need it, man. You take it when it is not required. You take it when your body does not need that medicine in order to be cured, man. And that is what the hell we do when we smoke weed. That's what the hell we do when we cook up crack and serve it to our people. That's what the hell we do when we snort cocaine and do all of these things. Smoke cigarettes. Why? Because all of these things are medicines that come out of the earth, man. You see what I'm saying? And you abuse them when you start to mix them, and you start to roll them, and you start to burn them, and you start to take them out of their natural goddamn element, man. That is what the hell now you're abhorring them, man. You see what I'm saying? And that is a sin against the Most High, man. For example, right? Because I know there's cats out there. What does that have to do with smoking weed? Because obviously weed is from the earth, and God put this here for me and you, right? That's what we all believe. That's what we were all taught through Friday. You see what I'm saying? Even before that, right? Let me tell you something, man. When you burn any goddamn thing, when you burn, I don't give a damn what the hell it is you burn. When you burn anything, man, no matter what the hell it might be, you are changing the chemical imbalance of whatever the hell it was that's supposed to be healing you in the first place, man. That is why it is a sin to smoke marijuana. You see my point? Marijuana is a medicine, man. But guess what? Guess what marijuana is not for? Marijuana is not a subscription for depression. Marijuana is not a subscription for that, man. You smoking weed because you're sad and because you're depressed, when marijuana has other uses, man. Marijuana has uses for your body. Marijuana can help with seizures, things of that nature, man. You see what I'm saying? But you smoking weed, you're burning it, which means you're changing whatever medical element, whatever healing element was in it in the first place. Now you're changing the formula of that when you light a flame to it, man. You see what I'm saying? That's what the hell you're doing. You're sinning against the Lord because you are too goddamn depressed, you see what I'm saying, to face reality of this place, man. And you don't want to hear when Officer Shalimar comes and tell you the issue. You don't want to hear when I come and tell you that the problem is the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. That's too much. You don't want that answer. You'd rather just keep on smoking weed rather than doing something about it, man. Rather than realizing that you're oppressed and realizing that you live in a place that hates your goddamn guts, man. And want to see your children dead, and want to see your woman cheating on you, and want to see your brother shooting you down the street. I tell you something like that, and that's too much. And now, why are you blaming everything on the white man? You can't blame everything on the white man. You can't just take everything. That's the problem with black people nowadays. You want to blame everybody but yourself. You want to blame the white man and blame the white man this and blame the white man that, but you don't ever want to hold yourself accountable, brother. You see what I'm saying? That's what we want to tell ourselves, man. Whole time, every goddamn day, another video of these Edomites beating us in the goddamn streets comes up, man. Whole time, every goddamn week, another story of a police killing one of our people pops up, man. You see what I'm saying? And you think that I just can't let go of the past. You think that the ISUPK, the commander in Honda, just doesn't want to let go of the past, man. You see what I'm saying? It's not that we don't want to let go of the past. It's that the white man has to pay for the crimes that he's committed in the past and the crimes that he is still committing, man. You see what I'm saying? Officer Shabar brought out something the other day, man, last Thursday. He brought out how to live here in America, right? So like, I believe it's to properly rent out a one-bedroom apartment in your average area in America, man. For a one-bedroom, the average person has to make at least $25 to $27 an hour to afford that, man. That's how much you need to live stably here in America, man. That is oppression, man. That is oppression. Whole time, y'all ass can't even get a stimulus bill, let alone reparations for all the oppression that you've been through. Let alone reparations for all the deaths and murders of your brothers and your aunties and your cousins, man, and your father, man. You see what I'm saying? That's too much to ask. You see what I'm saying? That's far too much to ask. But, I'm wrong for saying the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. You see what I'm saying? Because he tossed us a bone and we eat it the hell up and say, see, they don't hate us. They gave us a bone. When really, man, we should have the whole goddamn planet, man. That's what the hell we should actually have. I'm going to read the scripture one more time, right? Once again, it's the book of Ecclesiastes. It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 38 and verse 4. The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth. So all of these things, marijuana, man, coke, even. You see what I'm saying? All of these things have their uses. They have their purposes, man. Just like all animals have their purposes. Just like all animals, take pigs, for example. Pigs have a use. Pigs have a purpose, man. Like clams. All of these unlawful animals that we're not supposed to eat, that the Lord commanded us not to eat because they are unclean to us, like clams, for example. They have their purposes, man. Clams are natural goddamn filters, man. If you take a filthy fish tank full of fish, even a turtle, and you put clams in there, come back in about 48 hours, man, that tank will be clear. The water will be clear. They are natural filters. They have their purpose, man. Guess what? Marijuana has its purpose too, man. And the same way, clams are not there for you to eat them. Guess what? Marijuana is not there for you to smoke it either, man. You see my point? Once again, the Lord had created medicines out of the earth. He created all of these medicines, man. The same way He created all of these animals. Just saying the animals things, for example, so you get the point. You see my point? Because you're not supposed to. Dogs and cats have their purposes, man. You're not supposed to eat dogs and cats, though. You see my point? And he that is wise will not abhor them, man. You see what I'm saying? You're not supposed to abhor these medicines, man. You're not supposed to take these medicines. Let me ask you, right? Why in the hell would you take a Tylenol pill when you do not need it? Why would you take a Tylenol pill when you do not have a headache, man? It does not make sense. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to take a goddamn Advil or an aspirin when your head is not hurting. You're not going to take cold medicine when you don't have a cold, man. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Don't take marijuana if you are not prescribed to take that marijuana, man. And even so, if you're prescribed to take marijuana, you should not be rolling it up and smoking it, man. Because now, guess what you're doing? You're killing the elements that were supposed to cure whatever your actual ailment was. Now you're killing those elements in there, man. When you decide to take it and burn it, light fire to it, man. Now you're being selfish. Now you're abhorring medicine that the Most High gave purpose, man. Now you're sinning against the Lord, man. Bear with me. So like, I'm gonna put a scripture for y'all real quick, right? We're gonna drop down to, we're gonna go up, right? To Ecclesiastes, chapter 32 and verse 17. Because this is most blacks and Hispanics, man. This is most of us nowadays, man. We hear these things, right? We hear that you're not supposed to abhor medicine. We hear that you're not supposed to be a homosexual. We hear that you're not supposed to eat pork, man. But what do? Because we are all products of the goddamn environment that we grew up in, we try to find some type of excuse to keep on doing what the hell we doing, man. You see what I'm saying? We'll go to work one day, right? Or we'll be driving down the goddamn street, man, and the police will pull us over and give us the worst day of our goddamn life, man. Or your woman is bitching at you. Something as simple as that. Your woman could be bitching at you, and she give you the worst day of your goddamn life. Something can happen. You got a worst day of your goddamn life, man. And through all that oppression, you see what I'm saying? Through you losing your brother, through you losing your cousin due to gang violence, you say, you know what? Everything I've been through, I've been good. I deserve this weed. I deserve to smoke this really quick. I deserve to smoke this one time, man, because I've been through so much. That's what the hell we do, man, as a people, man. That is weak. That is feminine, man. You see what I'm saying? You're finding an excuse according to your will, man. So we're going to read this scripture right here, right? This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 32 and verse 17. A sinful man will not be reproved, man. So a sinful man, you can't tell him nothing, man. Somebody who wants to sin, they don't want to be reproved. They don't want to be told, oh, I can't, how you going to tell me I can't smoke weed? I've been smoking weed all my life. It ain't never killed me. My grandma been smoking weed since she smoked weed till she was 102 years old. They'll tell you something like that, right? Because they don't want to hear that the Lord don't want you to smoke weed. God damn, just stop it. You see what I'm saying? They got to live for themselves, man. We're going to keep reading. But finding an excuse according to his will, man. That's the hell we do. We find an excuse according to our will, according to how we came up living, according to the way we grew up experiencing things, man. You see what I'm saying? So now, guess what? Don't tell me I can't smoke this weed, man. Don't tell me I can't smoke this weed because I was molested when I was 7 years old. Don't tell me I can't be a homosexual because this happened to me when I was this young. You see what I'm saying? That is what the hell we do. We find an excuse according to our will. Why? Because deep down, we know what the hell we doing is wrong, man. Deep down, our spirits absolutely reject the things that we do, which is why we so damn depressed in the first place, man. It's a never-ending cycle. We realize that deep down what the hell we doing is not right. That's why occasionally you'll hear somebody, I gotta start smoking this weed eventually. You're the biggest weed head. I gotta start smoking this weed eventually. But guess what? At a get together or something like that, he going out with his homies or going to meet up with some female. That's the first thing you want to do. Roll up a blunt and smoke, and it's a great time, man. But guess what? Since our spirits rejected, I gotta start smoking this weed one day. One day I'm gonna start. But then we're not really saying that shit seriously though, man. We don't really believe it deep down. You see what I'm saying? We might feel that something off somewhere. We don't really believe it deep down, man. And then guess what? When a priest and prophet of the Lord comes up to you and tells you, hey, man, remember how you were saying you got to stop smoking weed eventually? Let me give you a reason, man. Because the Lord hates that, man. Because the Lord looks at that and he says it's an abomination. Because the Lord looks at that and he is absolutely disgusted at the sight of you putting a damn joint to your lips, man. Guess what? Now I'm gonna find an excuse according to my will. Now I'm gonna sit up and tell you that, oh, you know what? There ain't nothing wrong with smoking weed. I can't smoke weed when this. Well, you can drink, but I can't smoke weed because my mother just passed away. She was all I ever had in my life. My grandma passed away. She was all I ever had. So now I just want to smoke a piece of weed. We're going to find an excuse according to our will, man. When the truth of the matter is we just want to sin against the Most High. That's the truth of the matter, man. And I'm going to show you right now that you are nothing more than a homosexual. You are the exact same as a homosexual, right? Bear with me real quick while I pull that scripture for y'all. So I'm trying to pull this up really quick. Bear with me. We're going to go to the book of James, right? Chapter 2 and verse 10. Right? Because once again, the title of this class is if you smoke weed, then you're no worse, you're no better, so like you, than Lil Nas X, right? If you smoke weed, then guess what? You're no better than R. Kelly. You're no better than R. Kelly, who's a goddamn pedophile, rapist, man. Or any of these wicked people that you look at and you say, you know what? They are the scum of the earth, man. But guess what? In the eyes of the Most High, you are just as bad. Why? Because you put a damn cigarette to your lips. Why? Because a damn stick, a stick of a damn cigarette, man, a piece of paper and a plant in the middle of it, man, is more powerful than your spirit, man. It's more powerful than your love for the Most High, man. And guess what? Because of that, the Lord sees you just as bad as he sees your Lil Nas X's. Since he sees you just as bad as he sees these Cardi B's, man, these whores on these corners, man, guess what? You're just as bad. You are no better, man. So who the hell are you to look at them and condemn them for any goddamn thing, man? When you smoke weed. It's like, we're going to get to it, though. This is the book of James, chapter 2 and verse 10, right? For whosoever shall keep the whole law, man, and yet offend in one point. This is so heavy for these fake Israelites, right? This is such a cut to these fake Israelites that try to say, well, there's nothing wrong with smoking a piece of weed. Sometimes, because everything you do, man, I was in a goddamn Zoom meeting, right? I mean, not a Zoom, Clubhouse. I gotta download Clubhouse. It's an excellent app for battling and cutting these goddamn Christians, right? But shout out to Captain Yatazak out there. He's a Captain Yatazak, right? He was battling these fake Israelites, man, and they had the nerve to try to defend smoking crack. The first time I ever heard it in my entire life, so like, but they actually have the nerve to sit up and try to defend those who smoke crack, man. You see what I'm saying? Saying that, well, they're oppressed, so they just trying to escape. They don't mean no harm. They just want to escape their oppression. You see what I'm saying? Which might be true. They might be trying to escape their oppression. But is that an excuse, man? You can't find an excuse according to your goddamn will, man. I think the Lord is going to accept you for that. You're no better than a goddamn Christian, man. But that's what they was doing, man. They said that, you know what? Well, you can smoke crack sometimes. This is what they were saying. I kid you not. You see what I'm saying? This is the things they were saying. You can smoke weed sometimes. There's nothing wrong with smoking weed and this. And under these certain conditions and under these certain standards, we got to blame the white man for that. You goddamn right I'm going to blame the white man for that, man. I'm going to blame the white man for Lil Nas X, too. And I'm going to blame the white man for Dwayne Wade, too, man. I'm going to blame the white man for my brothers and sisters that smoke from crack to cigarettes, man. I'm going to blame the white man. But guess what? They got to stop that shit. Excuse my language. They got to stop that shit, man. Why? Because there is no sin that's worse than the other sin, man. You see what I'm saying? And that's the hell these fake Israelites do. They think because they don't eat pork and because they might keep the Sabbath day, man. And they think because they might know the high holy days. And they think that because they keep all the dietary laws. And they think because they know the breakdown for John 3:16. You see what I'm saying? They think that, oh, I can smoke weed sometimes if I have a bad day. And that's what the hell you think too. You think it because you're a so-called good person and because you're a single mother raising 5 goddamn children without a father in your life, and all the stress that you go through as a single mother, that you deserve to smoke marijuana. And brother, you think that because you grew up in the streets and your baby mama got you on child support, even though you've been paying her already, and because you're getting chased up and down the block every day, and because you're running from the police, that now you know what? I can pick up this marijuana because I've been nothing but good. You see what I'm saying? Well, this is what the scriptures say, man. This is the book of James, once again, chapter 2 and verse 10. For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, man, he is guilty of all, man. You're guilty of being a goddamn homosexual. You're guilty of being a whore. You're guilty of being a pedophile. You're guilty of eating pork. You're guilty. Shit, let me think of something. You're guilty of celebrating Christmas, celebrating your birthdays, man. You're guilty of all of these things, man. Why? Because guess what? You decided, I'm going to smoke this cigarette. I'm going to smoke this weed. I'm going to sell this crack. Man, if you break even one law, man, you're guilty of breaking all of them, man. Why? Because one law is not smaller than the next in the eyes of the Most High, man. I just broke down that we're not supposed to abhor medicine, man. I just broke down that the Lord made these medicines out of the earth, made marijuana out of the earth, man. And we should not abhor them, man. We should not abuse these things. You do not take a goddamn Tylenol, man, when you don't need it, man. You're a damn, what the hell is wrong with you? You're a junkie, man. Why would you do something like that? You see what I'm saying? Why would you say, you know what? I know I don't have a cold, but I'm going to drink this NyQuil. That's the hell we do, man. Guess what? You're sinning against the Lord, man. And you might as well be a homosexual. Because in the eyes of the Lord, you are a homosexual, man. Why am I telling you this? Because I want you to not be a homosexual in the eyes of the Most High. Because I want you to not be nothing but a drug addict in the eyes of the Most High. Why am I telling you this? Because here in the ISUPK, we have genuine care and love for our people, man. And we know how to cure depression in here, man. We know how to cure oppression in here, man. We try to hold ourselves to our own damn standards. We try to hold ourselves to our own morals, man. But at the end of the day, the only morals that matter are the morals of the Most High, man. No other morals, man. The only opinion that matters is the opinion of the Most High, man. No other opinion matters, man. And the sooner that we understand that, the sooner we'll be able to rise above our goddamn oppression in this place, man. The sooner we understand that, the sooner we'll be able to watch America burn, man. We sit up every day and we think that we waiting on Jesus Christ to come back. We waiting on Jesus Christ to come and save us all. We fail to understand that we're not waiting on Jesus Christ. We're not waiting on Yahushua in the Hebrew, man. Yahushua is waiting on us to get our shit together, man. He waiting on us to get our shit together, man. That's what the hell he's waiting on. We're not waiting on him. You see what I'm saying? He waiting for you to stop being a homosexual. You see what I'm saying? And smoking weed, smoking is so gay anyways, man. You rolling up a damn blunt, you licking all over it, you wrapping it up with your lips, and then you smoking it. If you passing it to another man and he putting his lips, you just got them licking all over this thing, man. Pause or pass, like Officer Shabal would say, man. And you hitting it and you passing it to the next man, and y'all passing it back at, man. Come on, you a damn homosexual, man. Salaki, you a homosexual. Y'all breathing in smoke together and shit. You see what I'm saying? You're a homosexual, man. If you smoke anything, you're a homosexual. And guess what? The scripture says right here in the book of James, chapter 2, verse 10, that if you offend in one area of breaking this law, guess what? You're guilty of all of them, man. We cannot fold when it comes to our culture, man. Why? Because we have to be better than the goddamn world, man. The scripture said the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, right? That's what the Bible says, right? It's important for us to understand what the hell that means when we find out who the hell we really are, man. If the earth is wicked, if the world is wicked, we have to be the exact opposite of that, man. We have to be unapologetically righteous, man. Because the white man not gonna switch up and then be righteous and do good deeds. Hell no, he's not gonna do it. You see what I'm saying? He's not gonna he's not gonna release the pressure off of your neck, man. He's not gonna ease his foot off of your neck, man. So when we find out who the hell we are, and we come back to serving the Most High, and you come into the ISUPK and command journey and honor, you need to stand strong in this truth, man. You can't slip up and say, oh, well, I've been keeping the law. Oh, man, I've been following the laws and the commandments. Maybe I can just smoke a little bit of weed. Now, guess what? You're guilty of being a homosexual, man. And that's even worse. It's worse to come into this truth and then fold on something. So like it's worse to come into this truth and then fold on something, man. Why? Because now you're even that much more guilty. One thing about our people in the world, man, they don't know better, man. We can't look at them on something and then try what's the word, man? We can't look at our people who sin against the Most High, and we can't try to condemn them, man. We have to teach them. That's what the hell we are here for, man. We have to show them something better, man. Why? Because like I said, we are all products of our goddamn environment, man. All of us. We are products of where the hell we grew up at, man. So if you grew up in an environment that was pushing for you to be a homosexual, guess what you grew up to be? If you grew up in an environment that was pushing you to be a goddamn gang member, man, more than likely, guess what you grew up to be? If you was pushing an environment where all the women around you was whores, you didn't have a father, guess what? More than likely, guess what you grew up to be, man? Why? Because because the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, man. And we are products of where the hell we grew up at, man. Everywhere is wicked outside of the ISUPK and command journey and honor, man. And that is why so many of our people suffer from extreme depression, man. You see my point? Because we are following the ways of the white man, man. Something that is foreign to us, man. Something that completely aches our spirits deep down, man. We'll never be accepted in this goddamn place in the first place. We think that we just need money to be happy. When 80% of these so-called celebrities with all of this money will tell you they suffer from depression. A lot of the suicides you hear from somebody who was so-called wealthy, man. Tabawan did a lecture, right, on depression about a couple months ago. Every 17 seconds, this is what he brought out. Every 17 seconds, man, someone kills themselves. If I sit here silent for 17 seconds right now, someone just killed themselves, man. That is the statistic here in America. You see what I'm saying? Do you understand how dire that is? Do you understand the place we live in where every 17 seconds someone commits suicide? Someone cannot take the strain that's on their brain and someone takes their own goddamn life, man. Why? Because the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, man. It's important that we be better than the wicked, man. We have to be better, man. We have to understand why our people suffer from this depression. We have to understand why our people suffer from this mental agony. And we have to do whatever the hell we can to fix it. And the only people that you are going to find that is going to fix it the proper way, according to according to how the Most High wants us to do it. Because like I said, the only goddamn input and the only opinion that matters in this world is the Most High's. The only people that you're going to find doing that, doing this thing the right way, is the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana, man. We are the only place and the only people, man. Which is why, guess what? Since I have love for my people, I'm going to tell you that you're a homosexual if you smoke anything, man. Why? Because I care. I'm going to tell you that if you're a whore, you see what I'm saying? You shouldn't be a whore. You shouldn't be a homosexual. You shouldn't eat pork. And I'm going to say it to you unapologetically, man. I'm going to tell you that you are a disgusting bastard if you continue to do these things, man. Why? Because we are stiff-necked people, man. We are stiff-necked people out here. And one thing that you can't do with black people is talk to them softly, man. Talk to them gently. That's how we want to be talked to. We want to be talked to softly and gently and kindly and all of these things, man. You see what I'm saying? At the end of the day, someone that's talking all sweet and nice to us, we don't take them serious, man. Which is why so many of our brothers don't respect their goddamn mother. Because she's nice. Because she's softer than their father, who rules with an iron fist in the house, man. Which is why they'll listen to her while they're little, and then when they get older and they feel like she can't hurt them anymore, they do what the hell they want to do, man. That is why we do these things, man. We are broken as a people, man. The ISUPK and the Command General Yohana is fixing our people, man. That's what the hell we are here for. So we're going to continue to get into these scriptures, though, right? Bear with me. I'm going to read the book of Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 15. Matter of fact, let me read James 2 and 10 again, just so y'all understand the point, right? This is the book of James chapter 2 and verse 10. For whosoever shall keep the whole law, man, and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all, man. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna read verse 11 too, man, just so you can understand the further context. For he that said, "Do not commit adultery," said also, "Do not kill." Now if thou commit no adultery, yet if thou kill, thou art become a transgressor of the law, man. You understand what this means, right? So many of us, right? We might even growing up, we might not understand the law of the Bible, man. But guess what we still do? You can't be no homosexual and come around here. You can't be no faggot and come around here. You hear that all the time, right? Which is right. There's nothing wrong with that. But guess what? We saying that. We lay back smoking a goddamn blunt. Yeah, nigga, okay, fucking no homosexuals. And my son a homosexual, he got to get up out of here. If that nigga from the hood and he homosexual, he got to get up out of here. Nigga, you're a homosexual, man. You smoking a blunt and then passing it to another man and he putting his lips on it too, man. You just as bad, man. You're no better, man. You're just as guilty, man. According to the book of James, chapter 2 and verse 10. According to this same book that your grandmama told you to always follow, always live by before she passed away. You're a goddamn homosexual too, man. You see what I'm saying? That is why it's important that we teach these classes, man. Because we need to show our people a better way of life, man. And you don't deal with your goddamn oppression by trying to escape, man. You don't deal with your goddamn oppression by trying to take your mind and put it somewhere else. No, we need to face our goddamn oppression, man. And how do we do that, man? We look at ourselves and say, what the hell did we do to get ourselves in this situation, man? We stop following the laws of the Most High in the first place. You see what I'm saying? We need to turn back to the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, man. We need to turn back to our true goddamn culture. We need to turn back to loving our women. You see what I'm saying? To hell with these heathen women, man. We need to turn back to loving our women only, man. You see what I'm saying? We need to turn back to loving our high holy days, man. To hell with these vulgar and disgusting holidays, man. We got our own goddamn history. We got our own goddamn culture, man. So what the hell is we doing trying to obsess and try to chase after the white man's culture? What the hell is wrong with us, man? I'll tell you what's wrong with you. The white man put it in your mind that he is better than you, man. When you the one, last I checked, that was running shit in the NBA, man. When you the one, last I checked, that was running shit in football, man. When you the one, last I checked, that was running shit in boxing, man. And everybody know that black people cook better than white people. Hispanics cook better than white people. Everybody know that black and Hispanic women look better than these heathen women, man. Everybody knows it, man. But it's still something in your goddamn head that makes you think that you're inferior. Why? Why? Because you grew up being told that you were inferior. Because you grew up being told that you see Johnny over there that's going to college with a degree that lives in the suburbs. He's successful. That is a successful man. That's what you've been told as a child. And you felt like you could never amount to that, man. Because you're just a nigga from the hood, man. You're just a nigga from the streets of LA. You're just a nigga from the streets of Chicago, man. You're just a nigga from the Bay Area. And how can I ever amount to something like that? With my support system, which is pretty much nothing. You see what I'm saying? With my income, which is pretty much nothing. How can I ever amount to being something like what little Johnny over there is going to be? And you told yourself that, so like, that you're worth less. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to get the book of Proverbs real quick, right? Chapter 11, verse 4. This is what the hell we all need to understand, man. Because this is another thing that separates blacks and Hispanics. This is something that separates blacks and Hispanics. The love for money, man. The love for trees, paper. We think the more we have, the better we are than the next man. That is a true mentality of a slave, man. The fact that you think that because you got money than this nigga over here, you're better than him. Oh, nigga, my pocket's better. My pocket's way better than your pockets, nigga. Your pockets can't touch my pockets, nigga. That's what the hell we say to each other, man. We degrade and belittle each other, man, over money, man. And then turn around and say, we need to support more black businesses. We as a people, we should be supporting more black businesses and all of this and all of that. The black business over there that's not successful, you won't buy from, man. You think that you too good to buy from him. I'm gonna go buy this at this Gucci store instead. This Versace over here. I'm not gonna stay with my brother over there that's trying to make a living. You gonna front show how much money you got in front of the next man's face, and then turn around to a nigga that's just trying to get by and say, "Oh, nigga, your pockets ain't nothing like my pockets. I make way more money than you. I'm better than you because I have a better income. Because the white man would prefer me over you because I'm a nigga with more money." That's what the hell we tell ourselves, man. That's the hell we tell each other. And we wonder why blacks and Hispanics hate each other so goddamn much, man. Because guess what? We constantly racing each other to get next to the white man level. We want Donald Trump money? It's disgusting, ridiculous, man. I'm gonna read this scripture right here real quick, right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, man. Your money not gonna save you, man. Your money not gonna be able to help you the day that sky crackle with, man, and 200 million goddamn angels come flooding through, man. You see what I'm saying? You think you're gonna be able to buy your way out of wrath? Out of your house out of revenge? You think you're gonna be able to buy your way out of that shit, man? It's ridiculous and it is embarrassing and it is disgraceful, man. That a black man, we all came here together last I checked, right? We all got on these damn slave ships, right? Got brought here together in chains. Put in chains together. We got beat together. Our women got raped together. Our men got killed together, right? And then all of these years later, now we said I'm better than you because I have money like that white man over there. You're a disgrace to your people, man. You're a disgrace to your brothers, man. You see what I'm saying? It's shameful. You're a traitor to your people if you look at it like that. And then we're going to turn right back around and post the status on Facebook. If you're not supporting black businesses and this and that, then you nothing. Then you this and you that and you that and you that. You see what I'm saying? Nothing but negativity for each other, man. Knowing damn well you're not going to buy from a black-owned business unless they already known there's some shit like that. But a brother trying to get his business off the ground, posting on social media, sending it around through them chain links and everything like that. Oh, you're not gonna bat a goddamn eye. Oh, this shit probably low quality. This ain't no real Gucci. Oh, this shit probably this probably. You see what I'm saying? That's the hell we do with each other, man. And then the first time we get into it with each other, well, my pocket's bigger than yours. Now we talking about whose pockets is better. You see what I'm saying? Absolutely disgusting, man. That is confusion. That is oppression, man. When you are so goddamn destroyed that you think having more money than the next man makes you better than him, man. And at the end of the day, you still just another nigga like the rest of us. You just a bitch ass nigga. Salaki. You a bitch ass nigga because you think that having a seat at the white man's table makes you better than the man that has a seat around a damn campfire with his brothers, man. Having a seat at a table of gold, that's better than having a seat around a damn log, man, in fire with your brothers, man. You'd rather have that golden table with all these heathens than sit around your brothers with in that campfire, man, the tent, man. That's preferable to you. You a bitch ass nigga. You a bitch ass nigga. You gonna go back and you gonna smoke a marijuana afterwards. Saying I'm smoking my big weed. I'm smoking big. I heard brother say that shit all the time. I'm smoking big weed over here. I'm living it up. Nigga, you a goddamn homosexual. You are a literal homosexual. If you smoke weed, you're a literal homosexual, man. The same if you eat pork. The same if you do any of those things. Like I broke down earlier, if you offend in one area of this law, man, you guilty of all of it, man. You are no better than Lil Nas X. You want to come up and you want to front how much money you got. You see what I'm saying? You probably gonna go spend it on some broad anyways. You see what I'm saying? And she finna go and find the next nigga who can spend it on her, man. You see the cycle of destruction? And now our women are saying niggas ain't shit, and the men are saying these bitches ain't shit. Excuse my language, man. But I'm serious about what I'm saying. So I can't help myself. You see what I'm saying? Here in the ISUPK, we're going to show you how to love your people, man. We're going to show you how to be willing to die for your brothers, man. Instead of being willing to die from some worthless goddamn block that's named after the white man in the first place, man. Instead of being to die over some goddamn paper, money, a piece of goddamn paper, you're going to kill your brother over that. You see what I'm saying? But let some white man come and bash his damn brains in, man. What are you going to do? Nothing. But let a brother step on your shoes. You're going to try to knock his goddamn teeth down his throat too, man. Where in the hell do we get our peace from? Where in the hell do we get to rest, man? We got our women against us. The police is against us. These white people is against us. Asians are against us. Forget about it. And then us as brothers, we against each other too. If I see you looking at me too long across the room, I'm gonna be sitting there wondering what the hell this nigga looking at, man. What this nigga ain't did? What time this nigga on? Basically, what this nigga trying to do? Oh, this nigga don't want nothing from me. We gonna be thinking like that, man, subconsciously. Why? Because deep down, you don't just hate your people. You hate your goddamn self, man. Why? Because the white man has convinced you that you can never amount to him. So now you live your life trying to constantly get to his level, man. That's the hell we do, man. We live our life trying to constantly get on the white man's level, trying to constantly get Donald Trump money. You see what I'm saying? Instead of living and dying for each other, man. Instead of living and dying for our brothers, man. You see what I'm saying? Instead of being willing to give the damn shirt off our back for each other, we're willing to take the shirts off our backs from each other, man. That's the hell we willing to do, man. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting, man. So like here, I'm gonna keep on reading. I'm gonna read this one more time, right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death, man. Righteousness delivereth from death, man. Keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, that is what's gonna save your life. That is what's gonna save you from oppression, man. Separated from this place and say, you know what? I'm gonna turn back to my goddamn culture. I got my culture. I got history already in this Bible, man. And I'm gonna turn back to that, as opposed to celebrating Christmas, as opposed to celebrating Thanksgiving, as opposed to celebrating Easter, as opposed to celebrating Valentine's Day, as opposed to celebrating Martin Luther King's Day, as opposed to celebrating these things. You say, you know what? I'm gonna keep the Feast of First Fruits. I'm coming to the ISUPK. I'm gonna keep the Passover. I'm going to the ISUPK and I'm gonna keep the Day of Atonement, man. I'm gonna do all of these things with my brethren until we can get the hell up out of here as one. We came here together, and guess what? We don't even want to leave no more, man. We don't even want to leave no more. We'd rather join hand in hand with the white man. Reparations be damned. You kill us every goddamn day. It don't matter. We're going to keep on calling him our brother. We're going to admit that we don't trust the white man and all of that. But let somebody say the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of on the street corners, man. Now guess what? Now something in your spirit can't accept that. Some of your spirit can't accept. We was all swearing, right? That we was all joining together hand in hand when they killed George Floyd. And guess what? When brothers out there in St. Louis went and spoke against that and told them white people to bow down and kiss the boots of the priests and prophets, man. Who was defending them? Was there other white people up there saying that's wrong? They shouldn't be down there doing that. Hell no. It was our black asses, man. Our black asses out there saying that that's not the way. We shouldn't be making them do that. God damn, they just got through killing and murdering so many of our goddamn brothers, but for them to bow down and say I'm sorry and kiss a goddamn boot. We didn't say they gotta. We didn't say come hither and so we shall slay you. We didn't say that. We didn't tell them to come sacrifice their goddamn life. We said them to come and apologize, bow down and kiss the boots of the priests and prophets, man. Do that much, and guess what? We the ones that have a problem with that, not the white man. The white man not complaining. He bowing down and he doing it. He probably don't give a damn less. Why? Because he got money that your black ass is steady chasing for the rest of your life. He got the same money that you sitting up wishing that you'll have, striving for, fighting your brothers and killing your brothers and looking down on your brothers for not chasing, man. He got that, and he willing to bow down and kiss a goddamn boot. And you who's trying to catch up to him, you who's trying to get on his level, you're offended by that, man. And that's why. Because you looking at us, you look at the prophets of the Lord, like, man, y'all ain't nothing but some more niggas. Y'all ain't nothing but another nigga. Who the hell are you to tell that white man who runs things, who runs America, that he has to bow down and kiss your boot? Who the hell are you? You guys need to get jobs. You guys need to go to college. You see what I'm saying? Now we need to do more for America, right? We can't have an apology. We can't say the white man's the devil that the Bible speaks of. But guess what we will do, though? We're going to go out there and we're going to promote Stop Asian Hate. Stop Asian hate. Stop this, stop that. We're going to go out there, we're going to promote that. You see what I'm saying? It's extremely important that we do whatever we can to make sure that Asians are not oppressed here in America. I have never heard of an Asian being oppressed here in America, personally. Never once. Never once have I heard any stories about Asians being rejected or frowned upon. Man, since the fucking 50s, excuse my language, they've been able to come in here in our ghettos and set up shop, man. Easy. Get loans and set up shop easy, man. You know what the hell you can get a loan for? You get a $200,000 loan to go to college, man, and then be in debt for the rest of your life. That's all you can get a loan for, man. Go to college and be in debt. You see what I'm saying? It's completely ridiculous. But guess what? To hell with George Floyd. No bill passed for that. To hell with Tamir Rice. To hell with Emmett Till. To hell with Mike Brown. To hell with Trayvon Martin. And we can go down the list forever and ever and ever. But you get the point. But to hell with all of them, we can't get a bill for that. We've been marching since the damn 50s, man. We've been getting murdered for 400 plus years, man. We've been marching since we've been free. Protesting. Asking for change. Asking for one thing. Just stop oppressing us. That's it. Just stop killing us. Stop murdering us. To no avail, man. But guess what? The moment anyone breathes a hashtag, Stop Asian Hate, oh, we gonna go out there and put our damn necks on the line for them when they've been telling us to hurry up and buy since the damn 50s. And guess what? Now, you gotta stop Asian hate bill. They didn't have to get murdered. They didn't have to get hung from tree to tree. They didn't have to go into captivity like we did, man. They didn't have to get beat in the goddamn streets by police officers like we did, man. They didn't have to get pepper sprayed and mace like we do, man. They didn't have to get shot down in the streets by these cops like we do, man. And they got to Stop Asian Hate bill passed, man. And not even a week after that, an Asian man shot a little 6-year-old boy in the arm for trespassing on his lawn. Shot him with an actual gun, yes. And we promoting Stop Asian Hate? It's time to separate from this place, man. Why? Because these heathens, they confederate against you, man. These heathens, they join hand in hand to make sure that your life is a goddamn living hell. Why? Because the same way you thinking in your head, oh my God, I need to be as good as the white man. I need to be on his level. Guess what the white man knows? You are better and you are superior to him in every way, man. And he cannot stand that. He knows that the Lord prefers you. And because of that, he does whatever he can to keep his foot on your neck and belittle you, saying, I'm above the Most High. These people are nothing. You see what I'm saying? And we so ignorant that we continue to chase after them. We so ignorant that we continue to do whatever the hell we can to try to be side by side with them, man. I don't want to be side by side with no white man. I don't want to be equal to no goddamn devils, man. Why the hell would I want to be equal to somebody who rapes and robs and murders? Why do I want to be equal to them, man? That's what I'm worth. This cracker over here who came and he shot down hundreds of black people. This Edomite who didn't kill and murdered so many of our people. I want to be equal to him? What sense does that make, man? Why would I want to be on the same level as him? I would like to think that I'm a lot better than a damn rapist, man. I would like to think that I'm a lot better than someone who got his profit through slavery, man. Through murder of another people, oppression of another people, the genocide of another people. I like to think that I'm better than a nation of people who did that. But we don't see it that way. We're trying to catch up to it, man. You see what I'm saying? Instead of saying, you know what, we're better, man. We got our own goddamn heritage. Their heritage is raping and robbing and murdering, but our heritage is following the laws of the Most High, man. Someone mighty looks at us and says we're worth something, man. Why the hell we want to look at someone wicked, someone evil, a serpent, a devil, man, and say, I want him to look at me like I'm somebody? Food for thought, man. It's like we don't keep on reading. I'm gonna get the book of I'm gonna get the book of Proverbs, chapter 19, verse 21. Bear with me. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 19, verse 21, right? There are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord, that shall stand, man. This is a very important scripture, man, when it comes to understanding who the hell we are and what the hell we are supposed to be doing, man. I'm gonna move up to verse 20 real quick. I'm gonna start at verse 20, right? So Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 20, right? Hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy latter end, man. This is what we as blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians have to do, man. So like, you hear the ISUPK coming out here and telling you how you ought to be living your life, man. You hear the ISUPK command joining out and telling you who you ought to separate from, who your actual enemies are, man. You see what I'm saying? You hear us saying these things, man, and you would rather turn your ear away from that. You rather say, you know what, I'm better off smoking my weed, and I'm better off slinging my drugs, and I'm better off being a homosexual, and I'm better off trying to get a seat at the white man's table. No matter how long it's been, I don't care. I'm better off doing that. Shalom Christ, Officer Paul. I'm better off doing that thing, man. You see what I'm saying? Rather than hearing the counsel of the Most High, man. The things we teach are straight out of this Bible, man. You see what I'm saying? We tell you not to celebrate Christmas because the Bible tells you not to celebrate Christmas, man. We tell you not to celebrate all of these heathen holidays because the Bible tells you to learn not the way of the heathen, man. You see what I'm saying? It tells us these things for a reason. Because like I read in the earlier scripture, the end way thereof, and what the hell we think is right, is death. Our opinions lead us to death. Us leading on our own understanding leads up to death and destruction, man, and oppression. It always has, it always will, man, because we are nothing without the Most High. Until we understand that, we are forever going to be under the goddamn boot of the white man. You see what I'm saying? Until we understand that, we're not ever going to be able to truly get up and say, you know what? That's my brother, man. I can't fight him. I can't kill him. I can't hurt him. You know, that's my sister, man. I can't hurt her. When the hell are we going to do that, man? When we start to hearken unto the counsel of the Lord. That is when we would do that, man. Because he will be able to tell you, what the hell is it about you that because a brother looked at you sideways, you feel like you got to go knock his teeth down his throat. We're going to put your petty situations into perspective for you, man. I say this all the time as an example, right? So many of us, right? So many of us hate our cousins and hate our brothers and hate our sisters, right? We all living here in America going through the same goddamn thing, going through the same damn oppression. You see what I'm saying? Having to live and having to go slave ourselves away to make a damn living, man. One of our cousins who got slightly a better job still got to work the same goddamn hours as us. He's not able to come around as much as he used to. He's not able to hit us up on the phone as much as he used to and shop it like we used to, man. You see what I'm saying? So what do? We cut him off. Oh, that nigga fake. He only come around when he needs something. Oh, that nigga, he only call you when he come over here when he wants something from me. He don't even mess with me no more. To hell with him. Instead of thinking maybe, just maybe, that brother is slaving his ass off, man. Dealing with the same goddamn things that you are dealing with. If not worse, man. He got children he got to feed just like you do, man. He might not have the time to come around like he used to since he didn't have his son. He might not have the time to come around like he used to since he didn't got his rib. He might not have the time to do the things that y'all used to do now that he has responsibilities. And guess what? Now when it's time for him to move his goddamn house, he got a time off work so he can move. Oh, guess what? Now he calling you. And now you refuse to help him. Because now, nigga, you only call me when you need something. You was living it up real good over there. But now you want to move your house. Now you calling me. And you want to pay me in fried chicken. God damn, the nigga just spent all his money on his new goddamn apartment. He spent all his money on his new furniture. He spent all his money on paying for the truck to move his house. He bought your ass some chicken and you mad because he ain't give you $100 bill. You see what I'm saying? These are the petty things. These are the excuses, man, that we have to hate each other, man. These are the excuses that we use to look down on one another, man. You see what I'm saying? Petty. Excuse my language. Bitch made, man. Bitch made. You see what I'm saying? I look at our people all the time. I just ask, I'm like, damn, when the hell did your cousin, when the hell did you become your cousin's bitch, basically? You're bitching at we bitch at each other basically. Oh, where you been? You only calling me because you need something? Nah, go back and do what you was doing. It's like a goddamn female, man. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And I'm putting it like that so you can understand just how disgusting and petty it is, man. You can't cut each other off because you don't hear from each other no more. You don't got all the time growing up. Well, nigga, yeah, I bet. Just children. You had nothing but time. Nigga, you got to go to school and that was it. Now, you got responsibilities because you're an adult. Because you're a goddamn grown-ass man. And we turn against each other and we hate each other. We hate our goddamn family because, oh, they don't never call no more. Unless they need something. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. Here in ISUPK, we gonna be here for each other, man. You see what I'm saying? We have weekly check-ins with each other, man. Hey, everything to wild? Con. Or lie, everything fucked up. Whatever. Most High in Christ. Keep on pushing, huh? You need anything, let me know. We're not gonna sit here and cut each other off. We don't hear from each other, man. We're not gonna sit here and look down on each other. We don't hear from each other, man. You see what I'm saying? But that's what we do in the world. Why, man? Because we believe in our goddamn heads that we are obligated to someone else's time. Why? For our own convenience, for our own fun. So like, everybody gets the point, though, right? I'm gonna read that one more time, right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 19 and verse 20. Hear counsel, man, and receive instruction, man. You see what I'm saying? We've been taught for so long. Our women been raised by whores and pimps. Our sons been raised by gang members, man. You see what I'm saying? We are gonna correct these things, man. We are gonna be here to take all of these issues and smite them out, man. You see what I'm saying? Why? How? We're going to show our people the natural order of things, man. We're going to show our people that there should be no sodomites of the sons of Israel, no whores of the daughters of Zion, man. No whores of the daughters of Israel, man. You see what I'm saying? We're going to teach and explain these things, man. We're going to show you woe unto he who falleth have no man beside him when he does, man. We're going to show you how Christ said, love each other the way I love you, man. Which means what? Be willing to die for one another, man. You see what I'm saying? Be as one body, man. That's what we have to do. We have to be as one body. We have to think on one accord. You see what I'm saying? And it's absolutely righteous to hear counsel from a man who knows more than you. To hear counsel from a man that you can look at and say, you know what? He is 100% better than I am, man. It's honorable to bow your head to him and say, Khan, I don't want Khan, sir. You see what I'm saying? It is a righteous thing, man. Why? Because that man earned it. Not only did he earn it through his works, but he earned it in the sight of the Most High, man. And what have you been doing? You just got through being a homosexual and smoking weed, man. Humble yourself. Humble yourself, man. and learn from someone better than you, man. We all learn from someone better than us. I learn from someone better than me every goddamn day, man. You got to start and grow. Empty your goddamn cup, man. That's one thing we don't understand, because we'll hear something that we might not have never known. Oh, I'm a Jew from the tribe. I'm a Israelite from the tribe of Judah, from the tribe of Benjamin. Oh hell, most of them ain't Christ. We love that part, but we don't want to hear that you got to stop eating pork though. We don't want to hear that you can't do this or do that. We don't want to hear that you can't smoke marijuana, can't smoke weed. We don't want to hear these things, man. Why? Because we want to gain knowledge, but none of us truly want to change, man. We don't truly want to change our goddamn life, man. What do we want to do? We want to sound smarter than the next man. I'm not up here teaching you this and speaking because I feel like I'm better than the next person. No. I'm sitting here saying what the hell I'm saying because I care and I have love and compassion for my people, man. And I want us to be better off. I want us to be more than just another fucking statistic, man. I want us to be more than just that nigga who gonna look at each other and now it's beef on sight. I want us to be more than that brother that's gonna go whore out these sisters, man. I want us to be more than that brother who's gonna go out there and be willing to die. Be willing to die for a street that's named after a white man. I want us to be more than just that brother that's out there as known as the man who slangs dope to his people, man. I want us to be more than that, man. This is what I'm telling you what the Lord wants us to be, man. Because the Lord wants us to be more too. Because according to the Bible, the Lord sees us as precious gold, man. According to the Bible, the Lord sees us as priceless, man. You see what I'm saying? So like, we're going to go ahead and drop that. Let me get the book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 26, man. Because this is most of our problem. We grew up in environments where we can't trust anybody but ourselves. We grew up in environments where everybody around us is either a snake or a traitor or he moving funny or whatever the case is. And guess what? You can't trust nobody but yourself at the end of the day, brother. You can't rely on nobody but yourself at the end of the day, brother. Guess what? That is the mindset of a slave, man. That is the mindset of a man who has been oppressed and beaten down and battered, man. When you think that your best bet is you and only you and no one else. You can't trust nothing. You don't trust your woman, you don't trust your brothers, you don't trust your uncles, you don't trust your own goddamn mama, man. Because you feel like everybody's snaky and everybody moving funny. And guess what? That leads to even deeper conflict amongst our people, man. It leads to even deeper conflict amongst each other, man. Because now whenever somebody come around, guess what? Now we're trying to see what the hell they really after. Nothing wrong with being cautious, of course, man. Nothing wrong with being cautious, but we isolate ourselves from our own people. We isolate ourselves from caring and loving each other, man. Why? Because we're afraid. Because we think we can't trust nothing but ourselves, man. I know I won't fail me. Nigga, you are failing me, man. Your daughter's a homosexual. Your daughter's a whore. Your son is a homosexual, man. You see what I'm saying? And your woman is leaving you for someone else. You see what I'm saying? You're failing you, man. Why? Because you don't trust anything other than yourself, man. And you're raising them to do the same thing. So they don't trust anything other than they self, man. You see what I'm saying? Let me read the book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 26, right? He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool. But whoso walketh wisely, he shall be delivered, man. You see what I'm saying? This is the Bible we're reading out of, man. If you are a man who walks around with the mindset of everybody's a goddamn snake. Everybody's a god, especially if you look at the ISUPK and say something wrong with us for saying the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. You got a problem with that. You're going to say the white man is not the devil that the Bible speaks of, right? But every brother that you see is a snake. So like probably shot type some ones in the chat or something if y'all could. Tell me if the stream is still going clearly. I just got a notification saying it's buffering or something like that. I think it's still too loud. Come, but you understand that point, right? You look at everybody. You look at everybody else like they just can't be trusted. Like they just can't be. Like they just can't be let in, man. But then when you hear us say the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, you hear us say that the reason you feel like that is because the white man told you to feel like that. Don't trust them new niggas over there. You Uncle Ruckus, man. You a coon, man. You're Uncle Tom. If you feel like you can't trust no other black man, you feel like you can't trust nobody but yourself, you're an Uncle Tom, man. Because deep down you hate your people, man. And deep down you hate yourself. And why? You feel like you can't trust anybody else. Why? Because you know you can't trust your goddamn self at the end of the day. I wouldn't trust me. Why would I trust that nigga over there? He ain't no better than I am. If it was me, I would work that nigga. If it was me, I would have this. So now you feel like whenever somebody see you, they're the you who's gonna do that. They're the you who's gonna see you got something new, got a new car, got a new broad, got a new this, got a new money, whatever the case is, and now they're gonna try to take it. Why? Because that's the hell you would do. You see what I'm saying? But he that hearkeneth the counsel, man, he who walketh wisely, man. That's what's important, man. You realizing that, you know what? Maybe the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Maybe I have been oppressed for so goddamn long, and now I feel like I just can't, now I feel like I just can't even bear it. You see my point? Try to real quick, bear with me. Select it real quick. But come, you basically put yourself in a position where you feel like you can't even bear, man, to trust one of your brothers, man. You feel like you can't trust to put your life in the hands of one of your own people, man. But you'll put your life in the hands of the white man, though. You see what I'm saying? Guess what? You are an Uncle Tom, man. And you hate your people, and deep down you really hate yourself as well. That is the true issue, man. Hey, how that air working on? That shit blowing. What's on Christ? I'm gonna get the book of Matthew, right? I'm gonna read chapter 18 and verse 16. Bear with me, select.
You said Matthew 18 and 16?
Kind of. One thing about us, right? Like I said, we are products of where the hell we came from. We are products of where the hell we grew up at, man. We grew up getting into it with each other, fighting each other, going through so much. We willing to break in houses and do whatever the hell we got to do to have something to make it to the next day, man. That's how we came up. That's how we grew up living. Most of us, at least. You see what I'm saying? If not, you grew up in the suburbs, then you grew up feeling like I need to do whatever I can to be successful as my parents, so I don't let them down. You see what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, guess what? You're going to be a goddamn disappointment regardless, no matter what the hell you do. Why? Because you can never become your parents. You can never become your brother. You can never become your uncle. Whoever the hell, whatever the hell standard someone placed for you was too goddamn high. Why? Because you a nigga in America, man. You see what I'm saying? But my point being, we grow up, right? We grow up with each other, getting into it with each other, fighting each other, and now we hate each other, man. You see what I'm saying? But when you understand that you're supposed to follow counsel, when you understand that it is a certain way we're supposed to deal with each other, man. When it comes to standards being set for us, man, you see what I'm saying? It's a certain way to deal with these things, right? Instead of saying, oh, you know what? I have no patience. And we blame not having patience on anything. We blame it on our parents. We blame it on people we grew up around. We blame it on losing someone we loved so long ago, man. So where now anybody trespass against us, we ready to fight. We ready to die. We ready to kill. We ready to harm each other, man. You see what I'm saying? That's the world's way. But according to the Most High, we royalty, man. We supposed to deal with each other a certain way, man. Go ahead and read that, Bubba Bishop.
Oh, God, the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 16.
Go ahead.
But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more,
if who will not hear thee, man? If your brother will not hear thee. You got some type of issue with your brother, right? You got some type of problem with anybody, right? Anybody in the nation of Israel, right? And instead of fighting him, instead of just cutting him off completely and saying to hell with him, this is what the hell we're supposed to do. And this is what the hell we do in the ISUPK and the Commander Journey Yohana, man. This is how we deal with each other. This is how we stop hate in the black community, man. You see what I'm saying? Instead of deciding, you know what, I'm going to knock his teeth down his throat. You see what I'm saying? Because what? He stepped in your damn shoes, man. Your shoes is worth more than your brother's teeth, basically. You see that? Your shoes is worth more than your brother's health, man. You see what I'm saying? Absolutely disgusting. Nah, man. If you have an issue with your brother, man, he drank your Gatorade out the fridge. You see what I'm saying? Whatever the hell it might have been, man. You supposed to read that from the top of the shot.
Oh God! But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more.
If you get into it, you come to him, right? And he not hearing you. You take one or two more people with you, man. Why? Go ahead.
That in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word may be established.
In other words, who could put this in today's terms, right? Put this in today's terms for me, bro. Come on. In the words of 2 or more witnesses, every word will be established. Why does it say that? Just think about 2 brothers getting into it. Why does 1 or 2 more people need to hear both sides?
So to prevent the he said, she said dilemma.
Come on, give me more though.
So there's more people who can take account of those spoken words in case one tries to take something out of context.
Exactly. You know why? Because the heat of the moment is a motherfucker, man. Excuse my language. In the heat of the moment, yeah, all right. Can mean fuck you and fuck your mama. Yeah, all right. All right, nigga. Something as simple as that can be fighting words in the heat of the moment, man. You see what I'm saying? Because in the heat of the moment, you can become emotional. If you grew up with no discipline, like most and pretty much all of us did, man, you can become emotional, and now you're offended very easily by any and every goddamn thing. Especially, nigga, you just stepped on my J's too, and now you over here talking about some and this and that. You see what I'm saying? Now in the heat of the moment, something that was so minor or wasn't even meant to be disrespectful, now they might as well just call your mama a bitch. You see what I'm saying? Because the heat of the moment, man. But when you have every word being discussed, went over in the eyes of 1 or 2 or 3 more witnesses, then they can look at it from a perspective that's not in the heat of the moment. Now they're not looking at it in the perspective as this happened to me. Now they're looking at it as a regular conversation between 2 individuals, and they're seeing who was right and who was wrong and what was taken out of context. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because they're not the ones that's upset. You're upset. So now everything sounds hostile because you're mad. You see what I'm saying? It is not going to sound like that today. You see my point? Read that part one more time for me.
That in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word may be established.
That in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word may be established. You see what I'm saying? So if you sitting up and you feel like your brother came and offended you somehow, you take him to counsel, man. You getting the issue resolved. In the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, they can say, you know what, yeah, that was a little offensive the way you said that. But or they can say, I think you're taking it a bit. I think you took what he said a bit out of context because in the heat of the moment you was upset. You see what I'm saying? Or guess what? Y'all might just be 2 people who can't communicate with each other. It could be as simple as that. You might say something. I've seen so many arguments, right, growing up, where 2 people are sitting there arguing their asses off, arguing, debating, arguing, and they getting real mad in front of fight, and they're literally saying the same exact thing in different ways. They're saying the same shit to each other. Excuse my language. They're saying the same exact thing to each other in different ways. But guess what? Because they just can't communicate, just because they can't hear each other, guess what? Now there's hostility. Now there's conflict there, man. Because they are not getting through to each other. When really, I'm sitting back looking and I'm like, God damn, boy, that's pretty much what he just said. He just said it differently, but that last part, he just didn't feel that part. So now it's a problem. You see what I'm saying? Well, guess what? In the eyes of 2 or 3 more witnesses, in the eyes of 2 or 3 more witnesses, that small difference in speech, that part can be established and explained, man. Keep on reading.
Oh, God. Verse 17. And And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church.
So instead of knocking your brother teeth down the throat, right? After you take 1 or 2 or 3 more brothers to try to get the situation handled so they can hear what happened and they can put their input, right? In other words, counsel from men greater than you that can oversee this situation. After that doesn't work, one more time.
And if he shall neglect to hear them,
if he still decides, you know what, to hell with the hell y'all talking about, nigga, that nigga shouldn't have stepped on my J's, nigga. That's it. Go ahead.
Tell it unto the church.
Tell it unto the church. In other words, tell it unto the higher ups of Israel, man. You see what I'm saying? Tell it unto the higher ups of the ISUPK and the Commanders Juliana, man. Take it further. Take it higher up. In other words, go ahead.
But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man
What?
and a publican.
One more time.
But if he neglect to hear the church,
then do what?
If he neglect to hear the church,
go ahead.
Let him be unto thee as an heathen man.
As a what?
As an heathen man.
As a what?
As an heathen man.
Why does it say that, man? Why does it say that if you don't want to hear the church, if you don't want to, like, once you take it into the eyes of 2 or 3 people, and then you take it into the whole congregation of Israel, right? If you still don't want to accept that you're wrong, now be unto as a heathen, man. Why does it say that?
Because basically neglecting, the highest council, and, that is the decision. Basically, you have to look at that as it being from, the Lord, the Most High Himself, saying, what, this is how it needs to be settled, and that brother or sister is saying, what the hell with that? So if you don't want to listen to the Lord, then you leave.
That's an excellent answer. You see what I'm saying? Because if you decide, you know what, you shouldn't have stepped. I'm using Jordans because so many of our people have died over a damn shoe, right? But if you don't want to hear that, well, like he stepped on your Jordans, he said Salakia, it was an accident. You just want to, to hell with that. He got to earn my fade for that one. To hell with that. He needs to be disciplined for this. And they saying, it ain't that serious, it was an accident. The generals is telling you, it ain't that serious, it was an accident. Everybody's telling you that it should not be taken that far. This situation can be squashed through doing this. And you decide, no, that is not enough. Now, not only are you welcoming conflict, welcoming discord amongst our people, but now you're overstepping your goddamn boundaries and authorities, man. Now you're saying that your opinion and your words is greater than the men who the Lord ordained to be over us. You see what I'm saying? Now you're saying that Commander General Yohana don't know what the hell he's talking about. I know what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? And if that was the case, you would be in that position instead. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't want to listen to the man that the Most High ordained to be over Israel because your damn shoe got stepped on, you see what I'm saying? Then you're just as bad as the heathen. Because what does the heathen do? The heathen are confederate against Israel, man, to cause discord among us. And that is exactly what you are doing, or refusing to dismiss whatever petty thing has happened to you. You see what I'm saying? So now, guess what? You are to be counted as a heathen. You must be cut off. You must be plagued off, man. You see what I'm saying? You must be treated as a damn illness. And you must be severed. You must be amputated off of this one body here, man. Why? Because you are not going to come here and continuously cause discord amongst our people over a damn shoe or whatever the issue is. You're not going to come here and continually cause conflict amongst us, man. You're so petty that, like, I'm going to keep saying it, the white man has turned us into bitches. Our men, they turned us into bitches, where we can't let anything go. If we feel offended, nah, nigga, I can't let that go. Like a female, like a bitch. A female don't want to let nothing go. You see what I'm saying? She don't want to let it go. You have to pay for it, and she's gonna constantly bring it up, no matter what, and she's gonna constantly never let you forget about it. And that's what these, you see what I'm saying? That's what females do, man. In the world, at least, not up in here, of course. That's what females do in the world, man. You are the equivalent to her, because you do not want to let this thing go. You do not want to let this brother ever forget about this here mistake, man. And we supposed to do what? All right, what are you supposed to do? Forgive each other, man. Precept. You know a precept. I know you do. I'll give it to you for time's sake. The book of Matthew. Give me the book of Matthew 18 and 21.
Is it 21?
Come. Start at verse 21.
Verse 21. Then came
Read it from the
Peter.
top, right?
Huh?
Read it from the top. Like say the book or the chapter that's from.
The book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him?
So just so our people understand the gravity of this here scripture, right? Because this scripture is extremely, extremely heavy to me personally, right? Who is Peter the Christ? Say it one more time.
The second command.
This is the second in command, right? So this is the brother who is in a very, very high position in Israel, correct? And he's saying, God damn, how often shall my brother sin against me, trespass against me, disrespect me, and I forgive him, man? How often, man? What does this go to show you? What does this go to show you, this scripture right here? The second in command is asking this. Go ahead.
Even Peter had to ask questions because he wasn't sure.
Well, that for sure. But this goes to show you how difficult it is to forgive each other. You see what I'm saying? If the second in command to Christ himself is asking, man, how do I keep on forgiving these niggas? How long do I have to keep on forgiving these niggas for I snap? You see what I'm saying? That means that it's an extremely difficult thing, man. Peter taught people. Peter raised up masculine men, man. Peter taught people the way Christ wanted him to teach them, man. You see what I'm saying? And I always say, just so people understand what I mean by second in command, like I said, I'm not putting Commander Giuliano on that level, but this is basically the general behind to Commander Giuliano, right? This is the second in command. So he's asking, God damn, how do I keep on forgiving these niggas? How often are they going to sin against me, man? So that goes to show you that it's not an easy thing to forgive your brothers, man. It's not an easy thing to humble yourself and say, you know what, I'm going to take you to counsel. And then after that, I'm going to forgive you and we're going to squash you completely. It's not an easy thing, man. But guess what? According to this Bible, it's something that we must do, man. Something that we're going to do, man. Or we're going to be counted as the heathen. You see what I'm saying? Keep on reading. Or read from the top one more time, Bible get shot.
Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him?
So how often do these niggas got to keep on throwing water bottles and spitting at me while we at camp and all of this, and I just keep on forgiving my people, going out there speaking to them the same way, trying to save their God. You see what I'm saying? Just trying to put it in context, and I keep on forgiving them. Go ahead.
Till 7 times.
What does till 7 times mean?
Many.
Or to so many. In other words, he's saying till so many times, till 7 times. Like, goddamn, till so many times. Like, do I only have to put up with this so many times before I just lose it? Go ahead.
Jesus said unto him.
So Yahweh Shai Mashiach, right? Keep reading.
I say not unto thee until 7 times.
He said, nah, nigga, not until so many times. Not until you just feel like you finally had enough. Not until you feel like this nigga gonna keep on disrespecting. He's never gonna stop. You see what I'm saying? You know how you can just tell someone who just has it out for you, they just never gonna stop disrespecting you. You're not gonna put up with them until they show you that. Not until so many times. Keep on.
But until 70 times 7.
But you're gonna keep on forgiving them. In other words, man. Not until so many times, but until so many times and then some, and then many, 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 many times after that. In other words, he said you're gonna keep on forgiving them, man. You're never gonna stop forgiving your people. Why? Why are you never gonna stop forgiving your people? Especially you up in here. Go ahead.
Because we need it.
We need what?
We need forgiveness.
Why?
Because of how, basically, our oppressors have brought us up into a point of coming against each other. We need to learn to not only forgive, but to also, take forgiveness.
Kind of what the brother said. The answer the brother gave is, he said, say one more time louder. Right? I just want the class to be okay.
Because of the way day, it's not our fault that we're like this.
Okay. So it's the white man's fault that we came and we raised up this way in the first place, right? So why wouldn't we forgive each other? But I'll do you one even better, man. We should forgive each other, especially if we up in here, because the Most High saw fit to forgive us, man. The Most High's greatest strength is his mercy, man. He saw fit to keep on forgiving our black asses after everything we did, after turning against Yahweh Shai Mashiach in so many of our past lives. You see what I'm saying? After sinning against him in so many of our past lives, after coming up and doing so many wicked things in it, brothers will think that they can't believe they here right now, just in this life. Imagine in your other past lives, man. You see what I'm saying? And the Most High still forgave us and let you come up in here and learn who the hell you was. So who the hell are you to look at your brother and say, you know what? I've had enough. When the Most High didn't have enough of us as a whole, man, when none of us deserve to be here, man. None of us deserve to be here, man. And whenever you get upset with your brother, get angry with your brother and think, oh, I want to hurt him, or I'm just going to cut him off for good. You remember that, man. You remember that, nigga, you do not deserve to be here, man. None of us do. You remember that you were just as bad, if not worse, man, at one point in time. But guess what? Now you know better. So guess what? You have to be better, man. You see what I'm saying? There's a certain burden that comes with this truth, man. You know what it's called? Holding yourself accountable. Being responsible, man. You know what your responsibility is when you come into this truth? Upholding this truth, man. And part of that is always being willing to forgive your people. Always being willing to forgive your brothers. Always being willing to take counsel and take check-ins, man. Because it's sharpening you up, man. It's building you up to be a better person you was than 10 goddamn seconds ago. And the fact that none of us deserve to be here in the first goddamn place, we was all wicked bastards at one point. Who the hell are you to look at a brother who wasn't as fortunate as you to come into this truth and say, you know what, to hell with him, I'm better than him. If you do that, you're just as bad as he is, man. And like I said earlier, the Bible speaks against that, right? You'll be transgressing against what Christ said if he was to do that, right? So I always love to say that if you do that, you're a damn homosexual. If you do anything against what the Bible says to do, you're no different than a homosexual. You see what I'm saying? Like it's so it's so crazy to me how so many people don't understand why I continue to say that, right? I broke down the scripture. Get the scripture one more time for me. We're gonna get the book of Salaki. Give me Proverbs 12 and 15, Baba Shah. Salaki. That's my deal. Bear with me. We find it real good. Pulling that scripture that says, he that sinned in the one section is guilty of all. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Well, I think
that's James 2 and 10. Read the book of James 2 verse 2 and verse 10.
You said James what?
2 and verse 10. Because we have to understand that it doesn't matter how righteous you think you are, man. It doesn't matter how right you think you are when it comes to your way of life. It doesn't matter how many things you think that you do. So you think you deserve a pass. Oh, I'm so righteous and I do all of this and I do all of that. Nigga, the least I can do is not put up with his BS. Or I'm so oppressed and I put up with all this and I put up with all of that. I deserve to smoke this blunt. I deserve to hit this weed just one time, man. But you despise people like Lil Nas X. You despise people like Cardi B. You despise people like Dwayne Wade, man. But you think that you're better than them because you might not eat pork. And you think that you're better than them because you might tell your son that he shouldn't be a homosexual. You sitting there telling your son, yeah, nigga, don't grow up to be no faggot. While you smoking weed, man. You just as bad. You just as bad as Dwayne Wade. You're no different than Lil Nas X. You sisters, you're no better than Cardi B. You see what I'm saying? Read that for me, Baba Shaw.
The book of James, chapter 2, verse 10. For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point.
So you claim you don't eat pork. You claim you don't celebrate birthdays. You claim you don't do all of these things. But guess what? You don't want to stop smoking weed, though. You see what I'm saying? Or you claim that you should do all of these things. You don't smoke weed, but your brother come against you, and that's it. That's all it took. You never gonna fuck with him again. You never gonna forgive him again when our king, man, who gave his goddamn life for us to be here and sit here right now, said to keep on forgiving your brothers no matter how many times it takes. Forgive them. You don't want to do that? Read that from the top one more time.
For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all.
Of what?
He is guilty of all.
That means you're a homosexual too, man. You're no different than a homo in the eyes of the Most High, at least. And Salakia for saying at least, at most, nigga. You're a homosexual in the eyes of the Most High, man. If you smoke weed, you're a homosexual in the eyes of the Most High. If you can look against your brother, man. You see my point? You are just as bad, man. You are no better. You're no different than them. You're no different than that brother that's strung out on drugs, man. You're no different than that brother that's going up, shooting up the block. You're just as bad as they are. You're no different than them. Why? Because you decided that you had such a long day and you picked up a damn cigarette, man. You let a cigarette be stronger than you. You let a damn plant be stronger than your love for the Most High, man. And because of that, you're a homosexual. You're a homosexual. You're just as bad as a homosexual. You're just as bad as any murderer. You're just as bad as any whore who get passed around the block, man. You're just as bad, man. Why? Because you don't love the Most High, and neither do they. And that, at the end of the day, that's all that matters, man. At the end of the day, all that matters is you don't have love for the Lord, and that's it. Because you don't have love for the Lord, you're just as bad, man. You see what I'm saying? Give me the book of it's like read that from the top one more time.
For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all.
Everybody get the point, right? The what? Give me the book of Ecclesiastes, Ecclesiasticus chapter 4 and verse 10.
What does it mean?
Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha chapter 4 and verse 10. Because instead, right, of looking down on our people, instead of looking down on our sisters, instead of thinking that, oh, you know what? I found out the truth, so now I'm going to do what I want to do, man. You see what I'm saying? That's not what the hell we're supposed to do, man. We're supposed to forgive each other, man. We're supposed to be there for one another, man. We're supposed to love each other, man. We're supposed to do this right here. Go ahead and read that for me.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 4, verse 10.
Go ahead.
Be as a father unto the
We're
fatherless.
supposed to be as a father unto the fatherless, man. Who is the fatherless? Goddamn right. But I'll do you one even better, right? The fatherless is Israel, man. But the fatherless is also every brother and sister. That really sums up the answer. You know what I'm saying? Israel. But every brother and sister who grew up with the philosophy of America, they're fatherless, man. You see what I'm saying? They don't have anyone to tell them better. You see what I'm saying? You know what else you use this precept for, right? You can use this precept to speak against abortion. You see my point? These sisters that want to go ahead and murder all of their goddamn babies. You see what I'm saying? And I love it when I get a sister that say, well, are you going to adopt them? Are y'all going to adopt the babies? You goddamn right we will, man. And we do. You see what I'm saying? The ISUPK 100% adopts babies, man. Adopts Black and Hispanic and Native American children, man. Yes, we do, man. We would rather put the burden on our goddamn selves than let you go along and murder them, man. Because you are too goddamn selfish. And you was too much of an irresponsible person to close your goddamn legs, man. So you rather murder an innocent life rather than seal your goddamn legs, man. Well, guess what? Don't do that, man. Yes, we'll be a father unto the fatherless. That means your unborn child too, man. Sign when it gets born, sign our name on the paper. Sign over the rights to him, man. We'll raise him, man. We'll teach him right, and she won't grow up to be a whore like you, man. And he won't grow up to be a homosexual or a gang member, man. Which is what you were going to lead him down. But read that from the top, Barbara. I just have to say that really quick.
Be as a father unto the fatherless.
Go ahead.
And instead of an husband unto their mother, so shalt thou be as the son of the Most High, and he shall love thee more than thy mother doth.
You see what I'm saying? Like, do you understand? Do you understand how important that is, right? When it comes to being in this truth, right? Understanding that you're supposed to be a father to the fatherless, man, a brother to the brotherless, man. Be more. Don't do. You understand what it means when it says instead of a husband to their mother, right? To put it in context for you, instead of doing something for their mother's sake, think about a stepfather, right? A stepfather, right? Or just your stepfather in the world, he might do something for a woman's children because he want that box. You see what I'm saying? Don't do that. Don't do something for somebody because you feel like it's some alternative there, man. Because you want to be a husband to the mother because you want something in return. You see what I'm saying? But keep on reading. From So Shalt.
So shalt thou be as the son of the Most High.
To be as a son of the Most High, man. That's how you be as a son of the Most High, man. Because you're not doing this for some personal gain, man. You're doing this because, guess what? Yahweh Shai was willing to give up his life for you. So you be willing to sacrifice and give up your life for the next brother, man. For the fatherless, man. For the widow. You see my point? Keep on reading.
And he shall love thee more than thy mother doth.
Everybody get the point, right? It's like, drop that for me. Give me the book of, baby. Let me get like a couple more scriptures right here. For time's sake. Give me the book of Isaiah, chapter 58 and verse 1. Because how do you be a father to the fatherless, man? How do you show somebody who's never had a father, never had a role model? Their life is going down the goddamn drain, man. You see what I'm saying? How do you teach them? How do you raise them up as a father would, man? This is how right here. Read that.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 1. Cry aloud.
Do what?
Cry aloud.
Do what?
Cry aloud.
Go ahead.
Spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression.
Cry aloud, man. Spare not. Spare nobody, man. When it comes to saying that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, you know what you're doing? You could be saving somebody's goddamn life, man. You could be saving a brother or sister's life when you say that. You see what I'm saying? When you decide to lift up your voice to speak up, man, for your people, we go on those street corners and we speaking the hell up, man. We're saving our people's lives, man. Because they might realize, you know what? God damn. And I was just going to send my son to the military. God damn it. I was just going to join the police force. God damn it. I was just going to do this. I was just going to do that, man. But they hear that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, and it catches their ear. Why? Because they never heard that before, man. And when you tell them the truth according to the Bible, man, you show them who the hell they are according to the Bible. You show them how the hell they got here, man. Why they're here. The reason they're in the position that they're in, man. You show them how the white man has no other intentions for us other than keeping us oppressed, man. You see what I'm saying? You can be stopping the brother from going out and sleeping with some heathen woman who's going to lie and say that he raped her afterwards, man. That's what you're doing when you go and do that, man. That's what you're doing when you lift up your voice like a trumpet, man. Because what are you doing? You're warning your people. You're telling them their sin and their transgression. You can tell the brother who already got high blood pressure not to eat pork, man. You're saving his life. You're giving him a healthier lifestyle that will eventually save his life, man. You see what I'm saying? It's extremely important. Go ahead, keep reading.
And the house of Jacob their sins.
Read from the top one more time.
Cry aloud.
Go ahead.
Spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
Right.
And show my people their transgression. And the house of Jacob their sins.
Everybody gets the point, right? When you decide to speak up for your people, man, you decide to speak up for your people and actually tell them something, warn them of something that will do nothing other than help them. Now you're saving their life. Now you're being a father unto the fatherless, man. You see what I'm saying? Every boy growing up needs to know how to deal with women, right? Or else what is he gonna be? A whoremonger, right? Every sister needs to know how to respect her goddamn man. Otherwise, she's gonna eventually turn into a whore or some loudmouth bitch, right? But when you speak up and you teaching your people the natural order according to the Most High, man, now you're killing those possibilities and whatever brother and sister is listening. You see what I'm saying? And if you're not killing the possibilities, you at least warned them. You see what I'm saying? So now, guess what? They have no excuse for continuing to do the wicked things that they're doing. Now they know that what they're doing is wrong. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead and drop that. Give me the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 verse 18. And I'm going to end it on that.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die.
So when I say unto the wicked, man, you know what? You can't be a homosexual, man. You're going to get AIDS and you're going to die. And it's going to be sent from the Lord. The Lord killed you. When I say unto the wicked, you can't be a whore, man. You can't eat pork, shrimp, lobster, and crab. You see what I'm saying? When I say unto the Lord, when I say unto my people, you can't follow these heathen holidays. You can't expect to join hand in hand with a goddamn snake, with a goddamn devil. He's going to bite you and you're going to die from poison. When I tell you these things, and I'm telling you that you shall surely die, man. What is that? That's a warning. Go ahead.
And thou givest them not warning.
Go ahead.
Nor speakest to warn the wicked from the wicked way.
So like I said it a little mixed. So I'm basically not telling you, right? I know these things. I'll say these things to myself. I'll say these things to some people, but when I see you, I don't want to tell you these things. You might be my grandmother whose feelings I don't want to hurt. Or you might be my uncle who I always looked up to. So I want to tell you can't eat pork anymore. Or you might be anybody, man. But you see what I'm saying? But I'm a priest. I know better. You don't. You see what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be a father unto the fatherless, man. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
To save his life.
But I'm not going to tell you what will save your life, man. Go ahead.
The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity.
So that same man, he's going to die for sinning against the Most High. But
his blood will I require at thine hand.
But guess what? His blood is on my hands, man. Why? Because I knew better and I didn't tell him anything, man. If you see a blind man about to walk off of a goddamn cliff and you watch him do it, you are just as guilty, man. You see what I'm saying? You watching a deaf man, he can't hear a goddamn car coming, he walking into the street, and you sat there and you watched him do it, he got hit and died, man. Guess what? You are just as guilty, man. Why? Because you saw that about to happen, and you said nothing. You let them walk to their goddamn death. It's the same with this truth, man. It's the same with this Bible for blacks, Hispanics, and American Indians, man. You see what I'm saying? It's important that we show enough brotherhood, man. When we come into the truth, to teach our people, to show our people their transgressions. Why? Because if not, they're just as good as a blind man walking off of a cliff. Doesn't know he's walking over the cliff, man. He's still the blind man's not gonna stop walking, right? He's still gonna fall off the goddamn cliff. But guess what? You're guilty of that, man. And you're a wicked bastard for not telling him better. You see what I'm saying? Just because you feel like you know better than to walk off a cliff. That's a dumbass nigga. You don't walk off that cliff right there. Could it be me? That's these fake Israelites, man. You see what I'm saying? That's so many of our people who think that we might be up on something, and guess what? Because of that, you go and do what you want to do, and I'm going to do what I want to do. So if you die and by doing what you want to do, then I know that I have the better lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? Well, guess what? Their blood is on your hands, so you're going to die too. Keep reading.
Verse 19.
Go ahead.
Yeah, if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness.
So but if you do warn the wicked, right? You let the wicked know, hey man, you're not supposed to eat that pork, that'll kill you. Right? Come on, man. You're better than that. He don't want to hear it. You tell him, hey man, you don't gotta be in these goddamn streets going this hard, man. Look at that street. That street is named after John Martin. That's a white man, bro. He the reason we here in the first place. You better than that. You see what I'm saying? You telling him these things, man. You telling him, hey man, I understand how it is. But man, we got brothers over here. Come over here and give it to people, man. You don't gotta sell drugs in order to pay your goddamn rent, man. Come to the ISUPK command you in your honor and be a brother to your people, man. Let us be a brother to you, man. Come to this one body. You see what I'm saying? You're better than that. Go ahead.
Nor from his wicked way he shall die in his iniquity.
He don't want to hear it, man. He don't want to turn from his wicked way. Guess what? He's still gonna die in his iniquity. You see what I'm saying? He's gonna die for that. He out there. He would rather go and bang and shoot up the block and all of that instead of joining the army of the Lord, man. He's still gonna end up dying in his iniquity, man. A blind man walking off of a cliff. You tell him, hey, you're gonna walk off a cliff. He don't want to hear you. He's still gonna fall off that cliff, man. But what's the difference? Go ahead, keep reading.
But thou hast delivered thy soul.
But thou hast delivered thy soul. What does that mean, Rob? You want to give it a shot? Or do you know what that means, or it's a lot?
Yeah. You basically you spared yourself from having his basically his death and inequity being on your conscience, and of course the Most High dealing with you for his spilled blood that could have been avoided.
Exactly. In other words, you did your job, man.
Right.
In other words, you spared your goddamn self. Because every time it's a man in front of you from a walk off a cliff, guess what? It's two judgments right there that's about to happen. You see what I'm saying? And if you let him walk off that cliff, then you're just like I said, you're just as guilty, man. But if you warn him and he walks off anyways, guess what? Now you cleared your name, in other words. You delivered your own soul. You don't have that conscience sitting on your shoulders anymore, man. You see what I'm saying? And the ISUPK, under Commander Journey and Hunter, we are here to warn our people, man, of the wicked things that they do. Because guess what? This place is going to burn, man. And you're either going to be on the side of the Most High, or you're going to burn alongside the white man. And with that, pass class over peace and officer Rod.
This is the ISUPK security announcement. We are the ISUPK, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shut themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment, it can be found in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Ma'asharah, which means 10th in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, it's a free will offering for priests. It's not mandatory, and it can be whatsoever amount you would like. Upholding convocations, make sure that you check the online bulletin board on ISUPK.com. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, I'm Israel Majim. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Majim Shabbat, Majim, Barak, Yahal Bashim, Yahweh Shai Barak, Thug. With that, class is Smith.